All right, 5.4, parameters for binomial distributions. The key concepts of this section says, in this section we consider important characteristics of a binomial distribution including center, variation, and distribution. That is, given a particular binomial probability distribution, we can find its mean, variance, and standard deviation. I know so far in this class, when you hear variance or you hear standard deviation, you probably think, oh man, that's a lot of calculations. Well, for a binomial probability distribution, that's going to be the easiest variance or standard deviation that you've found so far. I promise you. Okay. So the formulas, these are the three formulas that you want to write down. These should be on your formula sheet. The mean is simply n, the number of trials, times p, the success. All right, so, I mean, really easy to find the mean. Look how easy it is to find the variance. N times p times q. Number of trials times the probability of success times the probability of failure. And then we all know the standard deviation is the square root of the variance. All right, so it is as simple as it looks. Don't try to make it more complicated. I'm sorry that all other formulas in here aren't this simple, but these mean, variance, and standard deviation of binomial distribution is. Okay? Range rule of thumb, guess what? The same formula. Mu plus 2 times the standard deviation, or mu minus 2 times the standard deviation. We use the same formula. All right, let's look at this example real quick. And you can see down here where they're doing their calculations. It is as simple as I told you it was. All right, McDonald's has a 95% recognition rate. That's hard to believe that it's even that low, right? A special focus group consists of 12 randomly selected adults. For such a group, find the mean and the standard deviation. Okay, so if it has a 95% recognition rate, that means P is 0.95. What is Q? 0.05. 1 minus 0.95 is 0.05. All right, so how do we find the mean? We use the formula for the mean of a binomial distribution. Mean is n times p. So 12 times 0.95. So the mean is 11.4. The standard deviation is the square root of n times p times q. So n was 12, p was 0.95, q is going to be 0.05. So multiply the numbers under the radical, take the square root, and you get this decimal. We round that to one place, it's 0.8. Okay. If we want to know the maximum and minimum usual numbers who would recognize McDonald's, the maximum, we take the mean, 11.4, plus 2 times the standard deviation, so 13. That would be pretty hard out of 12 people, but 13 is the maximum. All right, the minimum, 11.4 minus 2 times 0.8, 9.8 people. So what this means is, let's say there would have been a question that said, is it unusual when selecting 12 adults that 7 of them recognize McDonald's? Well, using common sense, you can think, yeah, that's pretty unusual, but mathematically, the reason why it's unusual is because it's less than 9.8. Okay? That finishes